Merry Chrysler, everybody. It's Christmas morning. There's literally nobody out on the road this morning except me and Brockton police heading to somewhere, so somebody's having a far more exciting Christmas morning than I am. But let's go work on some C10 stuff and get this truck pretty much buttoned up. All right, where did we leave off? I'm gonna run this to my horns. Then we're gonna run all my wiring for the fans, actually, because that's all up front and easy. Before I do any of that, I'm going to make my power wire from the alternator to the starter, because I've been meaning to do that and I keep forgetting about it. So we're gonna do that first. And then I'm going to figure out where, since we don't have a front mount battery up here, I'm going to figure out where I'm getting my power for my fan relays. I believe I'm just going to run this down along the frame and take power right from the starter stud, which goes directly to the battery. And that's what we're going to do for right now. I want to get those main things done. If I can, start to finish on the 2 transmission cooler lines, and we'll see if I get into the power steering. I don't want to be working all day today. It's Christmas Day. I don't got nothing to do, but you know what's more enjoyable to me than doing this? Doing nothing back at home. So that's what my plan is. Get a bunch of small stuff done that I can do, and I'm going to clean the interior up a little bit and actually put my seats back into the truck. So that way, I think the interior is 100% done once I do that. So, here we go. Alright, so the alternator charge wire is made all the way over to the starter. So what I figured is, I'm going to start doing all my fan wiring now. I've got my fans hooked up. We're body grounded to my main mount over here. These are my 12 volt ignition supply and trigger switch for the 2 cooling fan relays. This is my 12 volt turn on from the Vintage Air, and one of these wires, why are they all together? Here we go. So I believe it's this green one. Yes, cooling fan ground switch from my PCM. So I'm going to wire all those up into there using the common Vintage Air trinary switch. Hold on, gotta turn music off so I don't get copyrighted. Using a normal Vintage Air trinary switch diagram. And then I'm going to move on to doing, I have one more wire I have to split out here for this 12 volt ignition, and that is, I think I'm going to cut into it here and tuck it down and come up around the back of the engine, because I have to go to that little loose red wire there. That's my ignition on, basically exciter for the alternator. And then I think I'm going to move up into the interior and start doing some cleanup and putting stuff back together. All right, fan system is completely wired along with the AC system, so that whole thing is all done, and took care of the horns. Pushing on here little by little. Now I'm going to figure out how I'm going to run that wire, 12 volt ignition wire, up to this. Like I said, I think I'm just going to go down under there neat and come up through here. I could come through the firewall grommet for my main PSI harness pass-through, but with everything installed in the dash now, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get up in there to that ignition wire. But I'm going to take one more look at that just to make sure it's not going to be a viable option before I run a wire from outside here. So time to go lay underneath this dash again. All right, it wasn't fun, but I ran it through the grommet and got it to the wire underneath the dash, laying upside down, doing my best impression of a contortionist. So that means horns, fans, alternator, turn on and main power wire. Oh, forgot, I got to do my main power connection for the fans down here. Okay, let me hit that first, and then I think we have just the transmission lines left, which I gotta look. I think we have enough line to do it over there, and then I think I'm calling it a day, because you know it is Christmas and I don't want to work today, but I have to get some stuff done. So let me finish terminate my fan power supply wire, and then we'll look at what we have for transmission line if I have enough to actually do it right now. Well, I got one transmission line done. Unfortunately, we have plenty of transmission line. What we've run out of is the 90-degree fittings. So I gotta get one of those before I can do this. So we're gonna run both tranny lines. Here we go. Both right along here. And then this hole right there, I'm gonna put in one of our bigger size anchors and anchor both lines right up front. And it'll be basically just like that, and then the top one will come down and mimic it. And I wanted to get the bottom one done, so tomorrow when it goes to John, he has basically his main build area in here where he knows he's going to have clearance. So this, I mean, we're only doing a 4-inch intake tube, and there's plenty of room to bring that through right here and put the filter right here. So I'm gonna do some minor cleanup, put all this somewhere. This is all spare wire I grab out of stuff to or grab stuff out of to make runs that I need. And then I'm going to put the truck down, move it forward, and put the interior back in it, I guess, the seats and the center console. And then that's going to be it for today. So let me get going on that, and then we'll do a time lapse of putting the seats in. Super exciting stuff, I know. Guys, here we go. This is how we sit as of Christmas Day. All that stuff's working. I've got the whole interior back in. You just saw me throw that back in. Everything is in except for these cover panels that go here, just because we had them two-sided taped on. We're going to probably drill and bolt those in with some nice Allens now. You can see the interior as it sits. We still have to clean up the wiring underneath the driver's feet here and just do our final fit and finish inside once it gets back from John's shop. But as you can see, it's a very nice interior. This is our coolant overflow tank and our power steering reservoir. And we also have a duplicate coolant flow tank or overflow tank that's going to be used as our expansion tank for the heat exchanger system down here, which I actually have to go grab that off of that shelf so John has it. But this is how she sits. We have, you saw I got one transmission line done. We ran out of fittings, so I've got to get that, and we can finish that part up. So plumbing wise, all we have left on this truck now is finish that last transmission line, which is easy. The power steering system, which is easy, just figuring out where we're going to mount the reservoir and where we're going to route the lines is the only question with that. And then running the lines for the heat exchanger system, which is easy, but it's they're 10 AN lines, so obviously they're not as flexible and easy to move as the 6 AN lines for the fuel system and for the transmission lines and whatnot. And the power steering pressure side is 6 AN. Return side, I believe, is also 10 AN. So we've got to get some more fittings for that stuff. But this is it for today. We're just going to sit here, admire this for a couple more minutes. I wish I could play music on the radio on the system without getting, copyright flag. I put on some specific bass testing music, and system bumps a lot more than I thought it was gonna with those two little 10s. But I'm gonna clean up, grab all my crap over there, put it in my beast that's outside right now, and then he's coming to pick this up. I think he said tonight or tomorrow to drop it off to John for Tuesday so he can do the stuff he needs to do to it. And then we just have a couple more things to do before I can go take it for its inaugural test drive. And same thing with the Chevelle up here. It's just got a couple more small things to do, and then that's ready for test drive too. And it's going to be right in the nick of time, because today is next weekend is the New Year, and the 8th, I believe, is when Reliable Transportation is coming to the dealership to pick both of these vehicles up. So there'll be his plan, the boss man's plan, is to have both of these vehicles at the dealership for a solid week, so I can do the alignment, and then we can both drive them and put hopefully 100 or so miles on it and work out any little kinks or bugs or rattles or anything that we find. But that's the plan. So it's been a long week. I'm not doing anything car related besides my normal job this upcoming week. So if you see any posts or any videos from me, it's most likely just going to be shorts of stuff in the shop, because I'm beat. I am so beat. I'm going to go home. It's noon now? Yeah, it's noon. I'm going to go home, finish the rest of my Christmas leftovers that I brought home, and sleep for the rest of the day. That's a good plan. It's the best plan I've had all for the last 2 weeks. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.